Hi, welcome back. Now I thought I'd do a little video clip of my evening bedtime sleep routine because sleep is such a priority for well-being, and over the years I've learned that there are some real little tricks that help me get to sleep and then stay asleep and sleep really well. So this is my bed, and first of all I'd like to show you something that I've actually got on my bed. So this is a weighted blanket. It's from a company called Earle, and you can get different weights, and it depends how much you weigh and how big you are, and then you can go online and you can just select the one that you need. And it's really clever because inside the cover, which is washable, you have these little pockets of glass beads which are sewn in so they don't all kind of disappear into a corner. They're really evenly spread. And it's a bit like giving yourself a hug kind of all night, because you just place it over your bed. You just use it just like a blanket. So if I get into bed, this is what I would do. You just sleep under it, and it has an incredibly calming effect. Your whole parasympathetic nervous system is just calmed. And they actually use weighted blankets and weighted jackets for children who have spectrum issues. It really helps with anxiety, and it's incredibly comforting. I'd love to know, do drop me a comment if you have tried a weighted blanket, but it really is something that helps me, and I've actually got them on my kids' beds. They make fantastic presents, and I really miss it if I don't have my weighted blanket. So once I'm in bed, these are the things that I do. So I have a real kind of little ritual. Actually, before I get into bed, I take my magnesium. So I've got magnesium glycinate. Now, there are lots and lots of different types of magnesium, but the glycinate form has been shown to be the one that is probably the most relaxing and calming and just really useful for muscle tension, anxiety. So I have this, I kind of take it when I clean my teeth. So it's probably about, I don't know, 20 minutes, half an hour maybe before I actually fall asleep. So that is my absolute non-negotiable. Then in terms of other things that I take, it's just this actually. I take the Life Armor Slumber drops of Slumber, really good herbal tincture. You just have one pipette full under the tongue, tastes slightly pepperminty. It's really, really delicious actually. I really love it. And it has the adaptogenic herbs in it that help just calm you. But it's also got Montmorency Cherry, and you've probably heard me talk about Montmorency Cherry before. It's a really interesting ingredient. It's a food ingredient, but it actually has been shown to help stimulate the production of melatonin, and melatonin is the sleep hormone. It's the one that we produce naturally if we've got our circadian rhythms in balance. You know, we're spiking our cortisol in the morning to get us going and to give us a bit of energy. And then in the evening, things shift and our hormonal rhythm changes and our body naturally produces more melatonin. Now, obviously, this can get disrupted by all sorts of factors, things like blue light, looking at screens. You'll notice that I don't have any gadgets by my bed. I leave those outside, and just helping to support your melatonin production. Montmorency Cherry has been shown in studies to be really useful. This has also got chamomile, lavender, passion flower and valerian, and you may be familiar with things like passion flower and valerian tea, which are also good herbal teas to have in the evening. So this little bottle of drops, I'll pop a link to it because we do have a Liz Loves discount if you'd like to get some. Always, I travel with this and I always have it. This is my little box by the bed. It always lives in there. So other things I have in my box, I have a little bottle of lavender oil. This is pure Lavender Essential Oil. This one actually from his Aromatherapy Associates, but I also like ones from Neil's Yard and, you know, all sorts. You can buy any, just make sure it's pure, neat, essential oil. And what I do is I actually sprinkle it directly onto my pillow. You don't need expensive sleep sprays. Trust me, I've been there, I've tried them. They're really nice to have, but actually, do you know what? I find the neat lavender oil works really well. It doesn't stain the bed linen. I've used this for years and years. I've never had an issue with it. And I'm actually already feeling quite tired because my brain is so registering that smell of essential oil, of the lavender. So it's really useful if you're traveling or if you're sleeping away from home, maybe over the Christmas period, because if you're used to this scent, it just unlocks something in the brain that says, okay, time to switch off now. But in addition to that, lavender has actually been shown clinically to have sedating and calming properties. So it is a really, really good one to have beside your bed. So other things that I've got beside my bed are earplugs. These are custom-made silicone earplugs, and you can have them made in most hearing specialists. Most towns have got a hearing centre or an audiology clinic. If you just look it up online, then you can go and you can have these moulded to your ears. I've had these for years, and they are really good at blocking out sound. If you're a light sleeper like me, absolutely invaluable. You can also buy disposable ones, but you know, if you're sensitive to sound, really good to have these, but they don't block out everything. So don't worry, you know, if an alarm goes off in the night, you'll still hear it. But for me, again, a non-negotiable. I travel with these. I have them every single night in my ears. Other things that I do is I tend to be a night grinder. So I do hold a lot of tension and stress in my jaw, and I tend to grind my back teeth. And so I have tried so many bite guards over the years, and this is the one that I find the best. It's also probably the cheapest. It's made by a company called Dentec. Comes in little packets like these. It says it's disposable, but to be honest, I use mine for at least a week or two. It depends how heavily you bite. Whether you can kind of chew your way through them, but definitely they're not just disposable. You can use these again and again and again. And this is actually what it looks like. So it's not too much of a passion killer. You know, it's not like wearing a rugby gum shield, and you literally just pop it in like that. And what it does is it stops you from physically grinding. So it protects your teeth, which is really good. I mean, obviously you can still chew down on it, but it really reduces the amount of tension that you get in your jaw. And then lastly, I guess I should just mention my pillow. So I really like the molded pillows. This is a molded tempur style. If you can see there, it's got the shape there. I get a stiff neck, so I find that that really works for me. And of course I've got a silk pillowcase on here because again, it means that you don't wake up with so many creases on your face. So that is my sleep routine. I have to say that I am totally ready for bed and a bit of switch off. The other thing actually is to make sure that you're sleeping in a completely dark room. So I've got blackout blinds on my windows, and if you travel, you can get even blackout like fabric curtains that just are self-adhesive that stick onto windows. You can look those up online. If I can find a link, I'll pop it in the link so that you can see, because if you are out and about traveling, not so bad in the winter because obviously it gets light much later, but certainly in the summer when the sun is coming up in the early hours, then you want to try and keep darkness as much as you can. And also, maybe not such of an issue now, but don't overheat the room, because our bodies are most relaxed when the room is really quite cool. So in the summer, you can sleep with the window open. In the winter, turn the heating right down, or just make sure that your bedroom is not too hot. And I hope that that will encourage you to get a really good night's sleep, because goodness, I think we're going to be needing it over the festive season. Drop me a comment if this is helpful. Let me know what I've missed. Love to know. Love to hear your tips as well. I'll see you next time.